Thank you, Mr. Chairman, for recognizing me, and I want to thank our witnesses for being here today. I would like to extend a special welcome to Managing Director of CEQ, Christy Gulfas, who is making her first appearance before the committee in her new role. I know she'll find this appearance memorable for its pleasant tone, civility, and the thoughtful discourse that will occur. I want the Managing Director used to be a member of the Democratic staff on this committee when I chaired the National Parks and Public Lands Subcommittee. I know she will do an excellent job and keep our country on the right course in responding to climate change and other pressing environmental challenges that we face. Mr. Chairman, I hope this hearing is not intended to undermine, miscategorize the National Environmental Policy Act, which remains one of our nation's bedrock environmental laws. I also hope that the misguided task forces and investigation we've seen before aimed at proving that NEPA and other laws somehow stifle our economy and limit our freedoms are a thing of the past. As Mr. Chairman, in your chairmanship and the recognition by the committee in our first meeting in January that climate change does exist, I hope with that we have entered a new era in which, with respect to understanding NEPA's value to our communities, our environment, and our economy. NEPA shines a light on proposed government actions, helps local citizens provide new information and ideas, improve projects, and ensure sustainable decision-making. It helps federal authorities consider a range of alternatives, often resulting in lower costs to the public. NEPA provides for environmental justice, helping communities that cannot afford expensive lobbyists to protect their lands and their values. This is especially important when agencies consider the effects of greenhouse gas emissions and climate change. Climate change is hitting poor communities, communities of color, and our more rural communities and our most disfranchised people the hardest. Americans living in vulnerable areas and those with fewest resources to help them adapt or recover quickly are already bearing the brunt. One of the various social costs of climate change that is not being adequately analyzed and addressed. I congratulate the administration and the Council on Environmental Quality on issuing this very appropriate revised guidance. In my opinion, it's long overdue. I urge CEQ to review the many comments it has received and issue a final draft as soon as possible. This guidance will provide for better and more informed and more efficient federal decisions. It will produce consistent federal decisions on evaluating climate change impacts while accommodating each agency's unique processes. The guidance makes clear that federal agencies must factor greenhouse gas emissions and climate change into their decisions. This is just common sense. Arguing that they fall outside the scope of NEPA analysis is like denying the existence of climate change itself. It's dangerous for our health, for our economy, and for our national security. Campaigns to convince the American people we have nothing to do with climate change will not slow the pace of actual climate change at all. Climate change will only be slowed by efforts to reduce carbon pollution, to accelerate the inevitable transition to clean energy and to a clean energy economy, to create millions of good-paying jobs for those who need them the most in the green economy, and to put our faith in the American track record of innovation. Insurance companies, the Department of Defense, FEMA, states, cities, towns, and counties are all assessing the risk of climate change and emissions as part of their business and the function of delivering public services. I don't think it is wrong for our agencies to do the same. Again, I thank the witness for being here today, and I yield back my time, Mr. Chairman.